Hello everybody, welcome to Marvelous Craft Designs. If this is your first time clicking on my video, here on this channel I like to share with you easy DIYs using mostly Dollar Tree products and other affordable items. If you're not new, thank you so much again for clicking on my video and returning to my channel. And thank you to all of my sweet subscribers for all your kind words and encouragement on my YouTube journey. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all 7 DIYs for a tier tray that are gingerbread themed. So grab a cup of cocoa and get settled in, and hopefully I will give you some inspiration today to craft something marvelously. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into these DIYs. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're starting off with DIY number 1. I found these little ceramic houses at the Dollar Tree over the summertime. Hopefully they're still available, but as soon as I saw them, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with them. I was like, I'm going to turn these into gingerbread houses around Christmas time. So they came in a variety of shapes, some traditional shaped houses and churches. So I just grabbed a few. And what I'm doing here is staining them with some Americana gel stain in the color maple. I felt like that came out to be the perfect gingerbread color. And then I have some puffy paint that I picked up from Hobbylobby, and I'm just using that to outline the accents that were already in the houses. And I just think it brings it to life and it makes it look like a cute little gingerbread house there. I wish that they would have had little holes in the window so you can put lights in them, but I felt like these would make great shelf sitters as well as tier tray decor. So I just grabbed a few and put them, I'm going to plan to put them all around my house in different places to help highlight an accent for the Christmas season. For this little house, I'm just adding some scallops here to give that gingerbread design. And I just kind of went around and did what I felt like made me happy. So I'm just going to let you watch the process here. And here's the end result for that project. I think they turned out really cute. Just let me know what you think. On to DIY number 2. So I found this little ornament at Wal-Mart, and it was really affordable. So I'm going to go ahead and stain that again with that gel stain, Americana gel stain in maple. And I'm going to dry that up. One thing I love about that stain is it dries really fast and it has no odor. Then I came in with some school glue. We're going to go ahead and do some crackling technique here. And I go ahead and paint that school glue on, and I overlap it with some just acrylic white paint. As you can see, I am drying it up to achieve the crackles. Now, as I'm doing this crackling technique, I'm looking at this side, I'm going, this doesn't have as many crackles as I like. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip this over, and we're going to do the same process in the back. So I applied the school glue again, and the key to crackling is you want to go in with even strokes of your paint over the top. And the idea here is that I wanted to create like a frosting, and I felt like the crackling technique would give that appearance. As you can see, when I did the crackle technique this time, I got a lot more crackles. I did get some bubbling, but I was okay with that. And I'm creating this frosting because I'm kind of making a little, I guess you call it a gingerbread little cake, those little cakes that you see around Christmas time that they put out. So I come in with some more of that puffy paint, and I'm just creating these little dots here. And then I'm going to make it some garland. I wish I had like some sprinkles, or maybe I should have used some glitter to create the little sprinkles that they usually have on those cakes. I forgot to mention you want to let that puffy paint dry overnight as well. And then I have this little frame here that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance from the fall section. So I just popped the back out here, and I'm going to trace some scrapbooking paper I had in my stash. And I'm going to use some Gorilla spray adhesive to attach that. And then I came in with my finger sander and just sanded down the rough edges there. And then I'm going to reapply the backing into the frame, but it had some nails in it, so I came in with my little shears there and tried to remove the nails. And then we're going to use some hot glue and E6000 to reattach our backing to the frame there. Once I have that in place, we're going to go ahead and attach our little Christmas tree, I guess we're going to call it a Christmas tree cookie cake, into our frame here, using again E6000 and the hot glue, the E6000 for the long-term hold and the hot glue for the short-term hold. Then I wanted to kind of create a shadow box or a scene. So I'm going to remove the hanger off of the top here and come in with this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree. It has like a gold metallic accent and some jute. I feel like they carry this often. So I'm going to go around the entire box here at first. And then once I get to the bottom, as I tried to stand this up, I noticed it wouldn't stand flush. So I'm going to just remove the ribbon from the bottom here in just a moment, because I realized it was not going to stand flush. And then so I just cut off the excess once I had that glued on, and then I reattached it here. And then I felt like I wanted to embellish this a little bit more, make it like a little scene. So I have these little gingerbread stickers I got from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to add a little gingerbread man. I just glued his feet down. They did have adhesive on it, but I removed that. And it looks like he's a little gingerbread standing by his Christmas tree. And I have this little scene here for my tier tray. Now on to DIY number 3. For this DIY, I grabbed a terracotta pot and some wood beads of various sizes. I feel like the larger wood bead is maybe a 30 or maybe a 50 millimeter bead. I'm not sure. I didn't really measure it. And then I have like some little smaller beads, maybe some 20 millimeter beads here. And as you can see, I'm using E6000 and hot glue, and I'm going to attach the larger wood bead onto the top of the terracotta pot. And then I'm going to come in at the lip of the terracotta pot and attach the smaller wooden beads on each side. And if you haven't figured out right now, I'm going to make a little gingerbread man using the terracotta pot and the wood beads. So the larger bead is his head, and then the 2 smaller beads are for his arms. And then once I have everything attached and it dries, I'm going to come in with our gel stain. Again, this is going to be a running theme throughout this video because it just makes the perfect gingerbread color in my eyes. So I'm just going to paint everything, and that stain again is maple, and it's Americana gel stain. And then I dried it. And again, we have our puffy paint that I grabbed from Hobby Lobby. You can also use that tulip puffy paint. So I'm just framing the little gingerbread man's face and his arms, and I did the outline of the pots there. Then I'm going to come in and with some just black acrylic paint, and I'm going to create his face. And I started by painting the eyes and a mouth, and then I went in to draw some eyebrows, and I just didn't like how it was. So I thought I was going to paint over it, and I ended up coming in with a baby wipe and just wiping everything off. So I kind of erased my little gingerbread's face there. But that's the beauty of crafting. You can just kind of fix things. So now I'm going to take the end of my paintbrush to create eyes here. And I'm just dotting those on, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint on some eyebrows. And I am horrible at painting eyebrows. I think that it kind of made him look a little mischievous or demonic or something. I don't know, but he looks a little weird. But my son said that he looks mischievous like the real gingerbread man. So if you know the story of the gingerbread man, then that is what it is. I'm going to come in with some beads here, and I'm going to go ahead and attach those for the buttons, and I just got those from a stash from Dollar Tree. They usually have them over by like the register, so you get a variety. And I grabbed some amber color ones, and I attached those to our little gingerbread man. And then I had this leftover ribbon from another project, so I'm not going to show you how I tied that. I think it's called a finger bow, but I'm going to use that to help to accent, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And here is the final reveal of that project as well. Then on to DIY number 4. Here I have some tags that I purchased from Hobbylobby. They come in like a pack of 12, and it's really an affordable buy. And we're just going to take one and paint it up with our crimson chalk paint by Waverly, and it's just a rough coat. I wanted some of that brown to show through. And I had these little ornaments that I got from Hobby Lobby. They come in the little miniature tree section. So I just grabbed a couple of those, and they're little gingerbread people. And I have some rub-on transfers from Redesign by Prima. So I'm going to use that on my tag here. And the key to this is that as you rub it on, you want to make sure that you don't have any pieces that are missing. If so, you can just place it back down and rub on again and then peel it off slowly. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my little gingerbread people onto the tag here. And then I'm going to come in with these beads that I had in that stash. I got them from Michael's a couple of years ago, like on clearance after Christmas. And so I want the red beads. So I'm just kind of separating out the beads. I just cut those apart. For the tag itself, I added some jute twine here just from Dollar Tree that I had in my stash. I'm going to use some washi tape to keep the edges of the jute twine from fraying, and it makes it easier for us to apply the beads to the jute twine or thread them through. And I just keep threading those. Then I tied off a little knot here to secure them, and then I realized I needed more beads, so I went back in and grabbed some more of those red beads, and I just continued to add that to the jute twine. And then I needed to make my tassel. So I have that ribbon again that we used previously from Dollar Tree. And I just wrapped it around my hands a few times. And then I took the ends of the jute twine that were already attached to the tassel, and I'm just going to tie a knot in between to help to secure that ribbon to the tassel portion. And I'm just I keep tying to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to come in with a just separate piece of jute twine in just a moment. And I'm going to use that to help to create, I guess you call it, the head of the tassel, the part at the beginning. And then once I get that tied around, I'm just going to wrap it around the rest of the tassel and secure that in place with some hot glue. And then we're going to come through and cut the loops so we can create, I'm not sure what you call the individual strands of the tassel. I can just call them strands so that it looks more like a tassel. And then those little ornaments had holes in there where you can hang them as an ornament. So I wanted to cover that up. So I came up with my puffy paint, and it made it look like they have little frosting on top of their heads for the gingerbread. And then we're going to dull down those red beads with some of that crimson chalk by Waverly. And this is our little tag here, all ready for our tier tray. On to DIY number 5. So this one was a really simple DIY. I grabbed some of those make your own ornaments. They sell them at Dollar Tree, but I think I got these from Michael's, and they were snowflakes. So once again, I stained it with our Americana gel stain. And then I'm just going to come in and outline the snowflake with our puffy paint. And we're kind of making like these little gingerbread cookies. And it was really simple. And here is the final reveal for that. And here we go with DIY number 6. So I had one of these little cutting boards from Hobby Lobby again. Hobby Lobby is also a running theme in this video. They had great sales. But anyway, we're going to paint that up with our chalk paint in crimson by Waverly. And then I'm going to come in with my finger sander and distress the edges. Now I made a decal from Cricut. I grabbed it from the Cricut Design Space, and it says official cookie tester, and it has this little cute little gingerbread man, and he has a part of his head that's been bitten into. And I went to put it on my board, and I realized I did not measure this properly. So if you're going to use your Cricut, go ahead and make sure that you measure properly. That's one key. But you don't have to use a Cricut. You can also do hand lettering and stickers from Dollar Tree. Those are just other ideas. But we are going to try to salvage our project. I just kind of set my little gingerbread men aside, and I'm going to use the wording for right now. And what I'm doing now is I'm adding Mod Podge to my stencil because that helps with the bleeding that I've learned over time and just from other crafters. And then I'm going to come in with some chalk paint by Waverly and Snow White. And we're going to use a makeup sponge from the Dollar Tree and just use that to a pouncing motion and stencil that on. Then I removed the stencil while it was still wet. And then I dried it a little bit, and then we're going to come in and we're going to remove the rest of the lettering. The stencil from the lettering here. So the inside of the O's and the I's, we're going to remove that excess there. And then I'm still trying to make my little gingerbread man fix because I just liked him, but he would not fit. So I came back in with those stickers that we used earlier from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to grab 2 of those and hot glue them onto our board. I still think this little project turned out really cute. Also, I didn't get to use my gingerbread man, but as you can see, he's still hanging out in the corner there. So I'm not giving up hope on him. We're going to use him as part of a project. So I'm just going to use the leather ribbon that was attached as a hanger on this cutting board. I'm going to put it around the neck of the cutting board as just as an accent piece. And I thought this cutting board came out really cute as well. And to seal everything up, I'm going to come in with just some Mod Podge and just pounce that on again with a makeup brush, just so our paint won't chip over time. And then I dry that up. And then here is our final reveal here. Now on to DIY number 7. Before we get into this DIY, if you're still with me, drop me a little cookie or a Christmas tree in the comments. And I would love to connect with everybody through social media. So I did post my social media accounts. But for this DIY, I grabbed one of those rolling pins from the Dollar Tree that they were selling during fall crafting. And so I'm going to paint the top here with some chalk paint and Snow White by Waverly again, and I did the top and the bottom. For the middle section, we're just going to use some Mod Podge because we're going to come in with that same coordinating scrapbook paper that we've been using, and we're going to use that to cover our the center of this rolling pin. So I'm using the heat method. So I put the Mod Podge on, and then I'm going to dry that with my heat gun. And then I traced out a section of the scrapbook paper for the front and the back. And then I'm going to use some parchment paper and my mini heat press, and I'm just going to iron that on until it attaches. Then I'm going to come in with my finger sander and just sand off the excess. I feel like that's the neatest way to get rid of the excess paper. For the bottom portion, I cut off some of the excess with my X-Acto knife first, and then came in with my finger sander. And then next we are going to clean off our surface, and we're going to come in with our little gingerbread man. Remember, I did not want to give up hope on him. I think he is so adorable, and I had to use him for this DIY. So I'm going to use him as an embellishment to this rolling pin. And so I went ahead and we laid down our stencil. We did the Mod Podge method again prior to prevent any bleeding. I didn't show you all that. And then we're going to just stencil again once using our makeup sponge and using that pouncing motion to help to stencil here. And then once we have everything else stenciled, we're going to pull back our stencil, and there's our little gingerbread man coming to life here. I just love him. I think he is so cute and adorable, and I wanted to use him for a DIY. And so I'm going to remove the excess pieces here. We're going to weed out his little bow tie and his eyes there. Then I'm going to again stain my handles here of our rolling pin with that Americana gel stain. And then I have some distressed oxide ink, and I'm just going to come through and distress some areas here because I like to distress everything. And then we have our stain coordinating ribbon that we've been using. I just made an awareness ribbon, and then I tied a piece of G-string in the center here to create our bow. And then you just want to make sure that you tie it nice and tight. And then I'm going to cut off the excess of the jute twine in just a moment. I thought I was going to wrap it around, but I decided not to do that. And so I'm just going to cut that excess off. And then we're going to hot glue the little excess pieces onto the back. And then I'm gonna hot glue the entire bow onto the top of the rolling pin there, just as an accent piece, and so that it ties in with the rest of our decor pieces that will be on our tier tray. And for the tails, I cut them at an angle there to remove some of the excess from the ribbon. And once again, I am distressing because that's what I like to do. And here is our final project. I think our little gingerbread man who finally got to make his debut came out so cute. And here's our tier tray all put together. And I really hope that you enjoy the projects for today. I think they came out so adorable. And thank you for watching.